Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. It has been forever and a day because I had a baby. So this video is going to be an introduction to my rainbow baby. Yes, he was born. If you have been following along with the journey, then you already know that he's been born. I did post our birth vlog up recently. That was the most recent post that I did. And my baby is almost 3 weeks old. He will be 3 weeks old on Thursday. I'm filming this on a Tuesday. You guys are going to be seeing it on a Wednesday. So he is pretty much 3 weeks old. And life going from 2 to 3 has been crazy, but it's mostly just getting used to having a newborn again. I have a feeling that the transition from 1 to 2 was way harder than it is from 2 to 3, at least so far. It's just getting used to being in the whole newborn stage, the whole like wearing nursing tanks and nursing again, getting used to waking up in the middle of the night, just those kind of things is what has been the biggest transition so far. But I wanted to introduce Grady. That is his name, Grady Patrick May. That is our little rainbow baby. We did keep his name a secret until he was born, until like we announced it on Instagram. If you're not following on Instagram, go make sure to follow on Instagram because that's where you're going to get most of the updates about him. And I also put all of his birth highlights and like right after he was born, I put all of those Instagram like stories as a highlight. So you can go check those out. He is sitting right here next to me, somewhat content. He is not a content baby. He likes to be held, nursing, moving. Yeah, so if you see me looking off to the side, it's because he's here. And I will show you guys, and then I'll insert pictures throughout because, like I said, he won't just like sit here and relax like Nolan did. If you watched all of Nolan's updates, he kind of just sat in the background and just like a blob. Grady's not like that. And so, yes, Grady was born on September 5th, 2019 at 12:36 a.m. I went in for an induction. I'm going to be filming my like labor story where I actually explain everything that happened. I'll be filming that later so you guys can see that. Hopefully that'll be the next video, and then it will be a baby name video after that. So yes, you saw in my labor, if you watched my labor video of like the actual vlog, you got to kind of see what happened. But yes, he was born at 12:36 a.m. He weighed a whopping 9 pounds, almost 4 ounces, 3.8 ounces, and 23 inches long. He was a very long baby, which I knew he was going to be because he was just always in my ribs. He was just really, especially after my water broke, I could just feel how like tall he was. I was like, yeah, he's going to be tall. Sure enough, he was. And then he just screamed for like 2 hours after he was born. He's got lungs like no one's business. The moment he came out, he was screaming. He is constantly showing us that he's the boss. And yes, those lungs definitely work. So in the hospital, he was actually a pretty good baby. He was nursing. He has the perfect latch right away. He is an amazing nurser, and he was just straight off the bat. And I think it's just because he was hungry. I did have to supplement in the hospital just because I don't produce enough for my big boys. And I know that they lose weight pretty quickly. And so I supplemented just a little bit, just to kind of top him off so that he was a little bit more content. The hospital that we delivered at didn't have a nursery, so he wasn't taken away from me. He stayed with me, which actually was fine with him. With Nolan, it was really nice to have him taken away and then brought back to nurse. But with Grady, it was totally fine having him in there. I think it's because it's the third baby. I wasn't as nervous. Every little noise that he made, I kind of knew like, oh, he's fine, he's fine. What did happen was that Grady was born really fast. The labor took forever, but then when he was actually born, the delivery was so super fast. And so he had a lot of amniotic fluid in his lungs that needed to come out. So that kind of took actually took like up to a week for all of that stuff to get out. He just kind of had to spit it all up. So that was kind of interesting. Now, a thing that you know if you follow us on Instagram is that he had jaundice issues. He was born with the blood type A positive, and I am the blood type O positive. So there is a term for it. If I can find the term, I'll put it here. It's like Crohn's, I think. My body was pretty much giving him antibodies for his blood type. I'm not exactly sure. That never came, and if you can hear the boys, I'm sorry. The two older boys are out there playing. It never came up with them, so I wonder if they're B positive because they can either be A or B with my husband's blood type and my blood type. So yes, I was giving him antibodies that I guess makes them jaundice, and sure enough, he was quite jaundice. He had to be pricked every single day for a while. In the hospital, they have this machine that like pushes on their scalp, I guess, like I don't like their forehead. I'm not exactly sure what it's really, how it's even measuring without blood, but his level was normal. It was on the high range of normal, but it just kept going up, and that just didn't make me feel very comfortable. So when I saw the doctor before we left the hospital, I was like, I really would like him to get a blood test. And so he had him go in and get a blood test, and sure enough, it was going up quite a bit. It still was kind of in that normal range, but it was just really high. So his levels just kept going up, and we had to go back like every single day. So that's one major reason why there hasn't been a video out. It's because we've been dealing with that. It took many pricks, and I felt so bad for him. And then finally, his levels went down. They didn't go down drastically. Like, I still even see some yellow in him, and he's almost 3 weeks old. So his levels went down. So then the doctor was totally fine with not pricking him again. So I think it just slowly has to work out of his system. It was never needing to have the lights. It was never being like way too extreme. So he did deal with that. When it comes to weight loss and weight gain, he did lose weight and lost quite a bit. He didn't lose a whole pound in total, but he did get close to that. He was like 3 ounces off of that. So he was born at 9'4" is what we're going off of. And then when we left the hospital, he was 8'12". By the time that we went to the doctor, like 2 days later, you see them. And actually, I think we saw him like the next day because of the heel pricking. He had gone down to 8'7". So he had lost almost an entire pound. And then my milk came in. And we went back to see the doctor for heel pricking and stuff and just weight check. And he had gone up to 8'12" just a couple days after that 8'7". He went up to 8'15". So he was more than what he was when he left the hospital. And he was like maybe a week old at that point. Before he even hit 2 weeks old, so this has now been about a week, he had gone up to 10'4". So once my milk came in, that baby gained some weight. So before 2 weeks old, about 2 weeks old, the doctors want them to be back to their birth weight. My chunker was a whole pound above his birth weight. Mama's milk is doing what it should. He eats every 2 to 3 hours. During the day, it's usually every 2 hours. Now he's starting to get a little bit bigger. We've gone to probably 3 hours if he's napping. If he's napping, he'll go a little bit longer, but yes, at nighttime, it is 3 to 4 hours. Increments, it's usually 3 hours. At the end of the day, like towards the witching hour, which all my kids have, and he's done kind of what Nolan did. They just kind of turn into a cluster feeder. Like he just kind of like wants to constantly eat. And sometimes he'll kind of do that throughout the day. And I know that maybe he's having a growth spurt. So I kind of just feed him. I feed him on demand. It does kind of turn into a schedule, but he's fed on demand. Now for nighttime, he has kind of turned himself into like a schedule, like a routine. I was kind of trying to do a routine. I'm like, you know what? He's kind of just going to figure it out himself. So he goes to bed. Like last night, I put him to bed at 8 o'clock when I put I put him to bed, and then I put the big kids to bed. And what he does is I feed him, I change him, I do like a sponge bath, that kind of stuff. I give him a bath. He's gonna start crying. So I give him a bath, burp him, this kind of stuff, and I put him in a onesie, and then I wrap him in one of these little wraps because I cannot swaddle. I can't swaddle to save my life. So, and then he just sleeps right in here next to me. So I put him down at 8, and then he'll go about 4 hours. It depends on when he last ate. So say he ate at 7, then about between 10 and 11, he'll want to eat again. And then we kind of just do that every 3 hours, every 4 hours. Sometimes he'll give me a 4-hour stretch. Sometimes he'll give me a 3-hour stretch. But I am getting at least a couple hours of sleep in between waking up. He is a spitter. He likes to spit up. I'm going to talk to the doctor about reflux next time we see her, just to see if maybe that's kind of what makes him a little bit upset. But he does spit up. Liam spit up for an entire year, and his weight was never affected. Nolan never really did. So we just got one that's kind of like Liam, but he actually is pretty good. He just wants to eat and sleep, and then he wants to be held. That is his thing. He wants to be held. He is not a lay me down and don't touch me type of baby. He wants to be held, moving, on the boob. That's what he likes to do. So this is him. This is his hair. He has more hair than any of our kids did, like in our entire family. But for everyone else, it's kind of like no hair at all. We were told, oh, he's so bald. I'm like, no, this kid's got hair. Oh, there we go. He is such a chunker. There's his little face. He loves to like throw himself backwards already. Hi. His eyes are blue. I don't know if you guys can really see that. Oh, he's not gonna open. There we go. And his hair is like a reddish brown tint. So we'll see what he ends up looking like. Yeah, he is a beaver. He was born with rolls on his legs, rolls on his arms. He did wear newborn diapers when he was born, and he did wear newborn onesies when he was born because he was so long. Like, he was so tall, 23 inches. The 9 pounds is evenly distributed. So he actually went through a whole, like, container thing of a whole package of newborn diapers, which was really new for us because Nolan definitely didn't. And now he is into 0 to 3 month clothing. These 0 to 3 month pants are actually kind of tight. They're Cloud B, I think. And they go completely down. Like, they're going to be short soon. And that's 0 to 3 month pants. The onesies are a little bit big, but they fit good. And the newborn stuff, he just looks like he's big belly when he wears newborn stuff. And the pants, they never fit. Yeah. And the newborn, like, pajamas, yeah, he can't fit into those. So he's into 0 to 3 month jammies. So this is Grady Patrick. He's wearing his Yippee I'm Here shirt. This was what Nolan came home in the hospital with. And so this is our boy. He looks like a good mixture of the two. I see way more Liam than I do Nolan. But that's our little boy. He's got some little like pointy ears that stick out a little bit. Oh, but we are so in love. I'm going to do a 1 month postpartum for me so that you guys can know what's going on with me. Our next video will hopefully be the labor story of me explaining everything that happened, how he came into the world, because yeah, everyone's responses to that was like, oh, it was so calm and so relaxing. Yeah, I didn't show everything that went down. On Instagram, you kind of know what happened. But yeah, so go follow us on Instagram so you can keep track of this little guy. He is just such a squish, and he is going to start getting mad at me soon. So I hope you guys are having an amazing day. If you're not subscribed, make sure to hit that button. Go follow me on Instagram. Leave me a comment. I'd love to hear what you guys have to say. And we will see you guys next time. Can you say bye? He's like, Mom, I cannot talk. Say bye.